The first half of tonight's talk will be a lecture by Tony and James about performance, and then the second half is going to put those principles into action. And after that, we'll invite you all to ask questions. For every performance artist and aspiring performer in here, and for all of you, I hope that you can take away the lessons of what it takes to get up on stage in front of crowds, night after night and city after city, and put on a consistently amazing show. I hope you think about how you can relate to an audience and harness the energy of a room and turn it into a singular, memorable experience for everyone present. This will be the first ever live hip-hop show that has ever been hosted by the MFA Fine Arts Program. It's a historic night, maybe SCA's first ever show. So please join me in welcoming Fat Tony and James Raymond.
Thank you, Allison. SVA, what's up? My name is Fat Tony, as she said, with that long-ass bio. This is my friend James Raymond. He's an amazing visual artist. We've been working together for
2.5 years.
How did we meet?
We met, we performed at the music festival called Day for Night in Houston. I was in a different band called Heaven the Dude, and I opened up for you. And then you moved to Los Angeles, and I just went to all of your DJ nights, because you would DJ basically like every week.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And then later in the year, you went on tour, and you asked me to VJ for you. And you said on the phone, I like what you do whatever you want, because you do cool shit. And that was it. And I think your one request was that you wanted to put the Sega Dreamcast logo in. And I was like, I can
Very
do
important.
that. I was like, I can do that.
I mean, honestly, that's how I think. I know this is about performance, but in terms of us being some collaborators, that's how I like to work. Like, it's less about knowing the expertise and the resume of your partners. It's more about just knowing the vibe. Like, I hung out with you enough to know your taste, and I knew that you were skilled, and I think that alone just gives me enough trust to put in you to do whatever the fuck you want, and it's gonna be cool because you understand me too.
I agree.
So basically, this lecture is about performance. I'm an active performer. I'm not an expert. Much like y'all, I am still learning. This is just a bit of stuff that I've learned over the years. I've been performing pretty consistently for about 10 years, and every year it is something different. Like, I just finished a tour just like yesterday, and I was out for 2 weeks, and even over that span, I learned some new shit. So let's get into it. This is the first part. Connection. This is what I think performing is all about, whether you're a musician or you're an actor or whatever. If performance is the mode of communication for your art, this, in my opinion, is the core of it. The audience wants to see talent, impress them. Most people aren't gonna understand exactly what you do and why you do it, but they know the difference between something that is skilled and something that seems phoned in. I think it's important to always show the audience, whatever that audience may be and however they're gonna receive your work, you need to show them that you're tight. You need to show them that you have a skill that you've worked on that not the average person has. And you can do it in your own way. It can be as simple as whistling a song beautifully, or as complex as redesigning a huge building. It's whatever your medium is. But you have to be able to get it to the level that the average person with no context of what you do can walk in and be like, wow, this is impressive, this is cool, this is worth my time. Connect with the audience. Now, connection is a kind of flexible term, but it's simply making them feel something. Like when you watch a movie and you laugh or you cry, or you look at a beautiful picture and it moves you, or you hear a song and it gets stuck in your head, or it makes you hate it. Any type of feeling is what we're all going for. We want to make you feel something, think something, walk away with something. There's so much shit out there. Most of it, you interface with it and then you move on and you forget like it ever happened. But the goal is to make it memorable. And that doesn't always mean leaving them just impressed. Like, if you can't impress them, at least suck so bad that they're like, wow, what the fuck is that? Seriously. Like I said before, creating a connection is the core of all performance. I think if you can leave people feeling something, no matter what you do, it's a success. If you can leave them thinking something, wondering something after they've interfaced with your work, that's a win. If your work is highly conceptual, and since we're at SVA, most of y'all shit probably is. If your work is highly conceptual, this is still important, even if for your work to go over, it requires all the context in the world and maybe some prior knowledge of your field or whatever it may be, or your subject matter. You still need to connect with them in some way. And I think if you're doing a performance where you can kind of work on the spot, you can find ways to improvise that and still make it work if the audience doesn't get the context of what you're doing. And I'll touch on the improv stuff later, but the end question you should ask yourself after all this is, how should your audience feel after your performance? And even if your performance is static, like it's just a picture and it's not an interactive thing, you still need to have that in mind. Next slide. Fantasy. People see your truth when you express your fantasies. I think that for a lot of artists, being autobiographical is everything. And I think sometimes people look at that in a very literal way. This slide is all about breaking that up. Fantasy, in my opinion, is often the truer version of yourself than your real life story. The things that you see when you daydream or you imagine, the things that you like, those are the things that really make up who you are. I think that's why for so many artists, they really define themselves by, oh, I'm into this. I'm into these kind of artists. I'm into dressing this way. I only listen to this. They're like trying to define themselves. And even if that isn't how they grew up, like say you were goody two-shoes, but you love gangster rap. And in like gangster rap, you really see yourself. And like not just in a way that's like surface level, like, oh, I'm a badass, but like maybe the more vulnerable sides of gangster rap where they're talking about the downsides of being in like the streets and shit. Maybe that's what you identify with. That's a better sign of who you really are than just being like, hey, I grew up being a goody two-shoes, I did everything right, and you know, my life is perfect. The fantasy elements of your performance allow you to balance the entertainment component. That first slide, I know for a lot of artists, just impressing people and connecting with people can feel kind of corny because we've seen it in every kind of performance that we've ever seen in our entire lives. So it feels kind of dated to us, especially if you're trying to take your shit to the next level and you want people to feel like you're groundbreaking or you're cutting edge. Just simply being quote unquote good might seem kind of lame to you. Through fantasy, you can spice it up. Through adding your imagination to it, you can take what is conventionally good or impressive and flip it. This is the part where you really put your twist on it and you make it special. You know, people say that like there's no new ideas and everything's been done. This is what you use to remix that shit. Fantasies are enjoyable when put in the right context. And I think that's really about like taking your imagination and your preferences, the things you see in your daydreams, the things that you like the most, the things that you identify with the most. Take that and put it into the right context, mix with your tightness, and people are gonna feel like, wow, this is new. Sure, there's been a painter before, or a rapper before, or a singer before, but there's never been one that brought this element to it, or this element to it, or did it in this language, or did it in this style. Like, this is how you really add what I call the X factor, you know what I mean? This is the sauce right here. What do you see when you daydream? What do you like? How can you let it influence your work? And I think sometimes it's not about making it literally influence your work. Like for example, I don't know if you know this band, but the Ramones, punk band, right? I've often heard them say in their interviews that their aim was to make quote unquote bubblegum pop music. In their mind, they were trying to be catchy and sound like the radio hits that they grew up on. But due to their personalities and the technology they used and the instruments they used and their influences around them, it came out sounding more raw, it came out sounding different. So it wasn't what their aim was, but their aim led them to that innovation. Next slide. Let go. Go with the flow. Allow room for improv. See improv as opportunities to be fun, funny, or unique. Be open to altering your plan for future performances. This is the part which I think takes practice. This is the part that takes the 10,000 hours, you know. This is the part where you use your expertise and all the time you've put into your craft to be able to flip it. Say you've been working on this project for months or for years, and you debut it, and it's something about the way that it debuted that doesn't really fit your original vision, and you have to make some changes, maybe the night of the show, maybe after the opening night, you gotta switch it all up. This is the part where you gotta build up the courage in yourself and the skill in yourself to make that improv happen and not freak out about it. Because so many artists, we get locked into the ideas that we have, especially if we've been working on it for a long time. And I think it can be dangerous. I think it's really important to make room for you to switch it up because so many things could happen. Maybe something happens in like the news cycle that makes you need to change your message or to alter your message to address something that's really important or that really fits with your new opinions. Maybe your idea totally changes. I think it's unwise to be married to every single idea you have. I think it's good to work on it, let it marinate, and then if you feel the need to switch it up, do it. Like I changed the title just like minutes before I even talked to y'all. You know what I mean?
Could I interject?
Sure.
I have a question of how you, I think this relates to that, of how you keep the energy when you get to do a show for like 200 people, then do a show for 5 people, and how you keep the same energy.
I would say that when you're performing for 5 people versus a couple hundred, I think it's important to, what I would do, right? And you could do something totally different depending on how you want to do your shit. What I would do is I'd try to personalize my stage banter more. I'd try to interact one-on-one with those people because I think when you're just 5 people in a room watching something, you feel like there's more room to build that connection. That's like kind of where I lean on that first slide, you know what I mean? Because when it's 200, you could just be so impressive and just keep with your regular show and people feed off that plus the energy of the crowd and that's enough for them. And they feel like they're satisfied. But I think if you're just going with your routine and there's just 5 people out there, you might feel like, hey, guy, you know, you gonna acknowledge me? Like, it's like nobody here. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just think it's really important to being free. I know this is hard work doing any project, and a lot of time it can feel really painful to have to ditch your plan or to edit your plan. But I strongly advise being open to it. I think that it'll only benefit you in the long run. And it'll help you stretch a little bit. Because this is going to keep on happening. Long as you keep making stuff, you're going to keep running into walls and running into times you need to switch it up. And the more comfortable you get with doing that, especially doing it on a dime, I think the better performer you'll be. Next slide. Framing. Be mindful of how and where you present your performance. Think about the details. Context is key. This is the part that I think wraps it all up in a neat box. And I kind of touched on it a bit before with fantasy. This is where, again, you add parts of your personality, add parts of that person you see when you daydream, the things you see when you daydream. This is where you put it all together and show people why this is important work, why this work is different, why this work is interesting. And this is really where James Raymond comes in. As a performer, I work with him to create the visuals for my live show. In those visuals, you'll see found footage of old movies we like, old cartoons we like, TV shows we like, and his original work that is often influenced by those things. When I perform, I'm also a DJ. And in my live shows, along with my original music, I mix in songs I like, maybe for the context to show what song inspired my own music, or just to show y'all who I am and what I like. James, can you talk a little bit about framing and how your work plays into my shit?
When I first met you, I always liked your sense of humor, and I'm always happy to say that we have a very similar sense of humor. So I feel like a lot of our comedy influences are definitely in there. Like we like to show clips from Friday or old video games we both played. A lot of it has to do, I think, with nostalgia and kind of showing on our sleeves what we loved growing up and like how we are here today with it.
How do you decide what work goes with my songs? Because I know a lot of time I'll send you a set list and you'll just come up with what you think fits.
To be honest, a lot of it is just immediate, of listening to what's in the song and what I think is appropriate. Like for the song about, what's the song about gentrification? Hood Party?
Hood Party, yes.
Like I like to use a lot of clips from, what do I use? Oh yeah, I use the Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks as kind of like an evil white woman.
Twin Peaks, a big hit in any gentrified community.
I have some CGI houses, imagery like that. Nothing that's like on the nose, but kind of similar. And also just to keep the energy, like a high energy clip, or maybe more of a meditative clip from an old cartoon show.
How will you describe your work? Would your performance work best in certain parts of the room? And these last two, just throwing them out at you. What temperature should the room be? What should the audience smell? In my opinion, this is the fun part. This is the really fun part. This is after you've made your work, after you've decided what the performance is. This is how you get down into the nitty-gritty of how you present it, which I think is really everything. Because you could show your work in one room versus the next, and it totally changes the way the audience takes it in. Your work will be received differently in different parts of the world, different parts of your city. It'll be received differently based on what you're wearing. Like me wearing this versus me coming in wearing a suit or wearing a clown outfit. It would totally change how you receive everything that I'm doing, even though I'm speaking the same, my voice is the same, my content is the same, but just that alone changes everything.
I would also like to add with your visuals is I don't see it as I'm adding anything to your performance. It's more like I'm enhancing your performance. I'm just bringing out more of the ideas from your work. That's like how I like to see it.
It's very sweet of you.
Thank you. I like to say, I'm like the hot sauce and you're the meal. That's how I like to see myself.
Big sauce fan right here. So enough of me blabbing. I want to talk to y'all. I want to hear more about what y'all do and what y'all are into. But first, we're going to perform a bit. James needs to switch over, and I'm going to play a little bit of, intermission music. You know I'm from Houston, Texas, right? We love DJ Screw and, H-Town shit. You already know. Let's get into it.
It's going down. 9-6, screw the click, know what I'm talking about? We done popped up in here, know what I'm saying? DEA, Southside players, Botany boys, LD, 3-4 action, know what I'm talking about? 10-201, know what I'm saying? Smoking big, drinking syrup, know what I'm talking about? Well, one time for your mind, let a player come through. I'm sipping on a 4 and I'm jamming on this screw. It's Southside players and it's player down productions. Cause a young nigga got $1 million function. Living so bold in this game. Drink, got me with gold in the game. Now I'm thinking stacks, marble dough blacks. Moved up the 320 Benz's high act.
Check, yeah.
Bit crazy, fuck these damn ladies. All up on my dang-a-lang, cause I'm Mercedes. Really ain't with it, let that 9 milli start spitting. Round after round and dropping player haters dying from the other side if you start flexing. It's that Southside Third Ward fucking Texas.
Like I said, I'm Fat Tony, SVA, thanks for having me. It's my boy James Raymond. Like I said many times before, he is the man. Let me show you a little bit of what we do.
I'm swerving, I'm really urban. The girl I'm with is so suburban. Bitch got me burping, and every time I get the urge, she coming urgently. Boy, your girl look like Ursula, made my eyes hurt. Oh my God, split the pie up, get a piece. I got polo fleece in my closet. She really thick, I know little P. Oh my God, all you niggas weak, just stay underneath. Cause the curtain, you boys are a burden to me. Got a shield like Link, keep it trill, bun beat. Riding dirty Pimp C, Taylor D to this beat. Taylor Swift on my meat, Baylor on in my speed. Cause your boyfriend, man, I ain't selling that feature, With a chick as my witness, this kid is gifted like Christmas. Wishless witches, why I got these rich kids bankrolling my business, and I stay lit like the tip on some incense. For instance, my assistant sent this letter that was penned by a kid from Princeton. Imprint it when Tony keeps spitting, keep shitting on these artists that ain't hitting. They swear they love it, man, can't get enough of it, man. I'm so off the chain, I can't be contained. When I entertain, I just do my thing, grab my dang-a-lang, sang, and I make the cool thing like a booty time.
Gotta keep a nice whip. Love it. Gotta keep a thick bitch. Love it. Shine like you sell bricks. Love it. Mother said if you gon' ball, gotta keep a nice whip. Love it. Gotta keep a thick bitch. Love it. Shine like you do sell bricks. Love it. Mother said if you gon' ball.
Thanks, SVA. So like I said, I'm from Houston, Texas, beautiful place. Where I'm from, we're in love with this spot called Whataburger. I used to eat the shit up. I used to gobble it up, especially when I was a young man, early 20s, going out late, having a few drinks in me, you dig? We used to run up that drive-thru.
Fridge, nothing on the shelf, store closed, nothing left. Then I just smoked a split.
Yeah.
But I ain't no motherfucking chef.
No.
Better hit that OST and bust a left. Cause it
Late night and I want some food. Stores closed, don't know what to do.
I'm drunk enough to hit the drop.
Whataburger with no mayo. Damn right, and a burger so big I need a steak knife. Where I'm from, Whataburgers on me like Big Mac, I don't even touch that. Fuck Sicky D's, nigga, please take it back like Artist is Carl Jr. on the West, they brought from to you like Crystal Winds White Castle. It'll have you in that bathroom, but that Whataburger good to ya. Bet that I'm like a fiend looking for some good crack when I want some food. Stores closed, don't know what to do. Whataburger with no mayo. Damn right, I ain't on a diet, I eat what I like. Jack in the crack, I don't even touch that. But Prince's, yes please, I love that. Get a 10-piece, cause I got a dud sack. No, I don't eat on Sonic, I see it, I vomit. Don't give a damn about Jimmy Chan, no manners in my wallet. Whataburger gets my profit. Bet that I'm like that nigga Pookie in New Jack when I want some food. Stores closed, don't know why. Want a burger with no mayo. Got a taquito and a beef potato.
And you know I got fries too.
Yeah, you know what we gon' do. I remember way back, it was me and you. Me and you in the drive-thru at 1 a.m. on South Shepherd. Knowing damn well we need to go home. It was me and you. Acting like we ain't have shit to do. We left the club way before 2. Still trying to kick it, still trying to kick it with you. And I miss those times. I miss those times when it was me and you. Now I never see you. Hey, man, it's been too long, but we can't go back, man, it all went wrong. Yeah, it can't go back, it used to be me and you. Me and you and the menu.
Thank you. But yeah, we don't eat like that no more. No siree Bob, we can't do that shit. No drive-thrus for me. I don't know about you, James Raymond, but I can't do it, man. My body won't allow it. I got a new song that's about it called Live Clean. Shit.
If I needed milk, give me dinner titties, I suck or fill me up. I ain't on the dairy, I'm on the oat. Ain't trying to brag, skirt, did a tag. Used to do the most, used to eat whatever. Nowadays, don't eat it. If it died, not ain't a diet. It's my life, trying to live it till at least 85 if I can. Damn, it ain't easy when you from where I'm from. Lone Star State, niggas always gotta stay hanging off day tongue. Got a second plate when they just ate one. Pooping out that red meat ain't fun. It ain't me. I don't order no number 3, boy. You are what you eat. You wanna know what I eat? Whole lot of cauliflower, broccoli, rice, and peas. Yeah, been trying to watch what I eat. The world's a mess, I'm doing my best, trying to live clean. You wanna know what I eat? Whole lot of cabbage, carrots, rice, and peas. Yeah, you are what you eat. The world's a mess, I'm doing my best, trying to live clean. Grew up with a belly, still represent for the fat boy in me. Team E put Peter up on the wall. Still ate a burger when I walked through the mall. I started small, when I was 8, couldn't find no pork on my plate. Made up my mind by the time I was 9, didn't care for no fish and steak. Only ate beef and chicken when it's junk, in the drive-thru most days of the month. Had to break that habit, started losing weight when I ain't have it. When I got older, it got real. Me to eat sometimes made me ill. I don't own a pet, but still, no animal I wanna see kill. You wanna know what I eat? Whole lot of cauliflower, broccoli, rice, and peas. Yeah, been trying to watch what I eat. The world's a mess, I'm doing my best, trying to live clean. You wanna know what I eat? Whole lot of cabbage, carrots, rice, and peas. Yeah. You are what you eat. The world's a mess, I'm doing my best, trying to live clean.
Thanks, guys. I want to do one more for y'all before I end this little performance part. And this one is especially for all y'all out there trying to create something. Just Do it your way, live it up. Like I said before at the top of this, I'm no expert. I'm a working artist just like y'all, and I'm learning new shit every day. And it's a privilege to do this.
Beautiful, ain't it? Doing me, getting money, creating. If you can do you for the rest of your life and get paid, then baby, you made it. Shout out my brother, ill-fated. Remember when we went to Vegas? We got so little on your 30th. Swear to God, we in a spanking. One day I'll be out of LA. Live somewhere beautiful, just me and bae. Minimal traffic, real satisfaction. Home with a bed and the cutest duvet. Overwork, do it only cause my soul hurt. Keep busy, on my mind gets to me. Been with it way before I seen a titty. Back in the day, made bands like Diddy. Made my own wave, niggas can't swim near me. Made my own lane, niggas can't steal near me. Wanna be loved and tryna be feared. Peace of my friends is the reason we here. Cease beef, get money this year. Been 3 weeks, ain't had one beer. Took a little break and it don't feel weird. Still pull up to Cha-Cha and treat it like cheers. Too sick, I'm tryna have my cake and eat it with some Cool Whip. Hey JP, where you get this beat? This shit is groovy. I'm doing me, ain't gotta prove shit. Ain't gotta prove shit. They say I'm too sick. I'm tryna have my cake and eat it with some Cool Whip. Lucas grooving on the keys, got me like ooh it. I'm doing me, ain't gotta prove shit. Ain't gotta prove shit. If the money in it might go get it. Every dollar ain't worth my stress. If it match with what I do best, I'll kill it by being myself. Don't talk to my ex. A dude gon' trip. Got wannabe zone when I step in this bitch. Wanna be home, not on the road now. Unless I'm getting money in a very large amount. Love it when my girl chill with me on the couch. Only gon' hear truth out my mouth. Wind up, cry kinda deep for a pop song. Put purple rain on, I'ma get the popcorn. Takes time to figure out who you really are. When you find out, don't stray too far. Be strong, the reward will surprise you. Never know what you get, they say I'm too sick. I'm tryna have my cake and eat it with some Cool Whip. Hey JP, where you get this beat? This shit is groovy. I'm doing me, ain't gotta prove shit. Ain't gotta prove shit. They say I'm too sick. I'm tryna have my cake and eat it with some Cool Whip. Lucas grooving on the keys, got me like ooh it. I'm doing me, ain't gotta prove shit. Ain't gotta prove shit.
Thanks, guys.
Now let's just chop it up. Any questions? What's up? I want to hear about y'all shit too, seriously.
So something I noticed the first time I saw you was at the Material Art Fair in Mexico City when you were like the headliner for the final party. And there's something about when you're performing where you can go into this like flow space where you're both like very in the moment and like you were saying like open to improvisation and responding to the audience, but at the same time you're also monitoring everything that's happening in the room, and you DJ for yourself. Sometimes you're running this as well, and that's like a very special state to be in. Can you talk about like how you developed the ability to do that, or like what it feels like to be there, and then how do you? It's also like, as much as it is exciting, it's also very kind of draining at the same time. So like, how do you recharge in between performances?
Far as developing it, I think it just takes time and just takes practice. Like, looking back at how I performed when I first began, it's worlds apart from what I do now. And I'm sure what I'm doing now will have an update in the future. I think it's just about going back to why you like to make stuff. Like, I think it's very important to be playful and have fun, even if the work you make is about pain or about sadness or about anger or the kind of things that we don't really associate with playfulness. I think still within that, as a creative, you're having fun with it. Like, it's hard for me to view art as anything other than fun. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that we choose to do. It's a way to express ourselves, and it gives us a kind of satisfaction that you don't get when you're not being a creative person, if that's in your nature. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's rare that people get to do absolutely what they want to do, and everybody in this room is doing what they want to do by even being here, whether it's, you know, hard because it is expensive, or it's time consuming, or it's just emotionally draining. Like, this is a difficult choice that we're all making because we love it and we have fun with it. And I think when you let that fun show, other people are really attracted to it and they feed on it. You know, like when you watch a performer in any capacity, whether they're giving a talk or they're singing or they're dancing or they're just explaining their work and just showing it to you, I think the ones that we identify with the most are the people who are like, yeah, that person loves their work. They are proud of this. This makes them feel good. No matter what, like totally outside of what they get from it, whether it's money or it's respect or whatever. There is a pure place where that person would be doing what they're doing even if we weren't interfacing with it or engaging with it or paying any attention to it. And I think it's important for all of us to remember that in every moment, like whether you're performing or creating something and it's going well, or it's difficult and it's not being received the way that you hoped, I think you gotta have fun with it. It's you know, it's a big ass playground. We make art.
I would like to interject, and as someone who's gotten to watch Tony, I think he keeps his energy up just because he keeps going. And when you're not performing, you're working on a movie or a TV show, and when you're not working on a movie or TV show, you're writing. I think that's the key, is you just keep going. And that's how you keep your energy up, and that's how you keep all your shows good and your quality is good. And I think that's all you can really do, really, at the end of the day.
What do y'all think? How do y'all do it? Go on.
I will.
You just keep on trying, right? What do you do? I want to ask y'all, what do y'all do when you feel like you've hit a roadblock and you feel like quitting a project or quitting an idea or starting over or going in a totally different direction or just not making art at all? What do y'all do?
Do what's unfamiliar. Make mistakes.
So play it back. What was that? When you play it back, in case everybody didn't hear what you said.
When you feel like you've hit a roadblock and you want to quit or throw it all away, what do you do to keep going? And you were just about to say something, sorry.
I don't think starting over is necessarily a bad thing sometimes, you know? Like if you haven't totally dove into something yet, like just a fresh start, it's not that bad of an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think a fresh start, like, kind of like what you said about how having a lot of different stuff going on kind of makes it fun and just keeps you going. I mean, do you feel like, tell me about your work. Like, do you feel like you have a lot of different things going on at once and that keeps you going too?
I've been fortunate enough to work with a few bands, and that's been really great for me because they're always requesting new work. So when there's a new show, I always try to make at least like 20% new visuals every time. And that was really great because it kept giving me a reason to make new work. And sometimes when there aren't shows for me, it's like I don't get the chance to make work. So just having something to give yourself the reason to keep going is, I think, great, to be honest.
James, could we pull up the PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Take your time.
Give me
'Cause
one
I'd like to
second.
just go through the slides again and just see if there are any questions about each of those.
Where is it? It'll be up in like a minute.
And thanks for kicking it off too.
Oh, you're welcome. If you guys have more questions,
So kind of about that fantasy slide, I guess. You see all these like crazy SoundCloud rappers nowadays just like talking about like killing people and selling drugs and stuff. Do you think they like fall too far into fantasy? Like, can it still be good?
I think some people, well, do you mean in like terms of their work or in their personal lives?
I think it's just in their works. I don't know if it is in their personal lives. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know, because that is really a taste thing, because I think that there is an audience who likes for that fantasy to go further. Like when I think about film and I think about horror, it's super exaggerated. And there are some people who are fans of the more exaggerated it goes and the more it stretches into something that's just totally not possible. That's impressive to them. I think that's really a taste thing and personal.
I think also with that when you're saying about that violence, people are angry, they need an outlet. That's always going to be a commercially successful thing, to be violent. Through horror movies. No, it is. Through horror movies, through music. I think when it gets dangerous is when the fantasy, you have to try to be the reality. And that's what happened with 6ix9ine, it's happened with Tupac. A lot of people will say that like he had to become this thug character.
Method acting.
Yeah, and the lines get really blurred the more successful you are. So and seeing those young kids blow up so fast, I don't think they even know who they are yet. So that's why they do all those extreme things. It's kind of terrifying to watch, in my opinion.
Personally, like, I don't want to speak on anybody's like actual life stuff. I just want to keep this in the realm of art and the work that they make. I think that it can get bad if it gets whack and gets redundant and feels like it's just an imitation of somebody else's work, or it feels like they're repeating themselves too much. Like, some of those artists, like those like SoundCloud artists, some of them just have a handful of songs that are really great and then it fades away. I also think that a lot of artists could have a limited amount of ideas and they could lean too much on some of those ideas, and after a while it just gets stale. I think if you do have like a limited range of stuff that you want to lean on, I think you need to find ways to freak it. Like there are some artists who have a similar message in all their music or like a similar motif, but they find ways to change it up every time by just framing it or adding parts of their personality that are current. Like maybe they just got into another genre of music and they're starting to let that influence their music, but sticking to the same themes and the same ideas. I think that's a way to make it fresh. Just bottom line, just don't be whack. You know what I mean? But since we're on fantasy, guys, is there anything that comes to mind? Anything you want to say or ask? Does anybody have a daydream or a fantasy they want to share?
Why do you think that musicians get held up more on like kind of like moral responsibility, on like often the inspiration behind their work? Do you think it's about using words, not images? Because like you said with horror movies, or like there are some really twisted paintings, but like people never discuss about the inspiration behind them that like drove the maker to create that in the same way that people do in music.
I think movies and music are always in the mainstream and they're always in the front burner of society. And I think that's why they always get the most attention and sometimes negative attention. But I do think we kind of musicians are the person we like to live vicariously through a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think like music especially is just so visible. It's like put in your face more than most other forms of art. And I think because of that, it's easy to give it, you know, it's like easy to highlight the negative sides of it more than other kinds of work. But I think, yeah, people just like to live through the popular musician more than other forms of art. Like I think they look at them more as a lifestyle or as, I don't know, it's really interesting. I don't know why that is.
I would like to say one thing I enjoy a lot about Tony's work is he always stays positive. You don't really sing about violent stuff. You always are true to yourself.
I mean, and even if it is something negative, like, I would like it to be interesting, like at least funny, you know what I mean? or like there's like a point to it, or there's something in it that you kind of leave with. Like violence for this violence sake, for me, I don't make stuff like that, but I do enjoy stuff like that. Like I do enjoy horror movies, and I do enjoy certain like horrorcore gangster rap that's just like really extreme, like 666 Mafia or something. And I know that it's a fantasy, but it's just not what I choose to make. It's not how I express myself. This section right here is the one. Y'all got all the questions. Yeah. Are like y'all friends or something?
I will say one more thing. Rap is strange, is still kind of the one last very controversial medium still. When I say that I work with rappers like Tony, people think I'm scary for some reason still. Or people will really go out of their way and say they hate rap music to me.
A lot of people's ideas of rap, first of all, a lot of people are racist, first and foremost, and I think that really informs how they view a lot of black art, period. So I think, especially in this country, so I think that's something you can never forget when you're wondering why certain thing is being like held up as an evil.
Do you guys think that, because I read here, what do you like, how can you like influence your work? And so, you're both artists, and one is visual and you're more in the music, but what do you think about, like, do you think that in this era of influencer and social media, the creativity aspect have to have educative responsibility in some way?
I think, again, that depends on the artist, because some artists don't feel like they have a moral responsibility or feel like they need to educate people. Some do. I think that nobody should be held to a certain standard of that, because I think that if everyone were, it could cheapen what they're trying to express. Like if an artist felt like he or she or they had to force that to be accepted, I think it would make things kind of boring and just, dull down what we're really trying to do. So I definitely don't think so. But I understand that because of social media and this era that we're in, we feel like we have to put on more of a face. But I would recommend that artists use that as another way to express themselves and not fall in line. Like if you have to use social media in your work, find a creative way to use it, then just use it as, oh, I need to show myself off as like a good person or the best looking or the nicest or the most positive.
Also, social media is designed to get you caught up in that, and to get you more addicted. So as an artist, it can be that, but it can also be a great tool to show your work and promote yourself. But it is hard to not get caught up in that.
Can we go back to the first slide?
Yes.
Any thoughts or questions on this one? And honestly, this one is like the hardest for me because I feel like it just kind of dumbs down your ideas sometimes, but there's a way to freak it.
Well, just going off of what you were just talking about, like using social media and everything, how do you feel about people not using it?
I think it's fine, and I think that can be another form of your like expression too. Like, I just worked with this band, Black Midi, and they don't use social media, and it's not just like they don't use it because they're lazy or don't bother with it. They intentionally are like, we choose not to do a lot of photos and not to be active on social media as part of the way that we express ourselves.
Yeah, because there's incentive there as well, and like, yeah.
Just want to say thank you for your performance. We truly enjoyed it. And how do you feel do you feel self-aware when you're performing? And like as a performance-based person, that can be, you can get caught up in the relation with an audience, and especially those intermission you had between songs. Do you ever feel in any way like timid by that feedback, and what if like they don't respond back to you? And yeah, just can you tell me a little bit more about
I absolutely
how you deal with
do.
it? Yeah.
I absolutely have times where I'm performing and I'm like this is wonderful, this feels right, I am connecting. There are times when I'm performing where I'm like, I'm not connecting. And in those moments, I can get in my head while I'm performing thinking like, oh, is it my work that's not connecting? Is this the wrong audience? Is this the wrong setting? Is the sound system not proper? Is the projector not proper? And I think that is bound to happen, which is why I think it's important to allow yourself to improvise. Like I think no matter where you are, at what level, at what age, at what experience, you're going to encounter moments where you feel like it's not working or not going the way you want. And I think the best thing to do is to find ways to flip it on its head. Say you're asking a question and there's total silence. Maybe make fun of yourself, you know? Like find a way to keep it going and keep it entertaining and keep the audience feeling like you're up there giving them a show. Because I think it's too easy to be like, oh, it's not working. All right, well, y'all don't like it. All right, I'm gonna see y'all later, you know what I mean? But I think you're gonna have to go through moments where you really wanna do that or even do it and then figure it out. Like I think it's all about practice because at first, like the first times that I performed ever, the very first time I ever performed was at my high school talent show. And me and my 3 friends, I was rapping, another friend was rapping, and we had a DJ. And we practiced really hard. We're like 15, we're like really excited. You know what I mean? We're like literally like rapping in the mirror every night getting ready for this. And we got ready to do it. And something happened with the DJ's gear where he couldn't play the beats that we had prepared. So we're on stage and it's a total disaster. Like we didn't even get into the first song and it started skipping. Like it was like a fucking movie. It was like, wow, nothing's playing. We're like frozen on stage in front of the whole school. And I just thought, all right, I'm at my school, my friends are bickering on stage. Maybe if I just shout out the graduating classes and say a little rhyme about them, that'll be enough to get them happy. So I started talking about yo, this class of this year is great, class of this year sucks, class of this year got the finest girls, class of this year is the best looking, like just like going on stuff that I thought people could easily laugh at, right? And we just did that and my friends picked it up, joined in, and then we walked off stage. We didn't perform anything that we prepared, nor did we perform for the amount of time that we set for, but we at least left the audience feeling like, oh, that was cool. You know, they didn't make us mad, they like made us happy. You know, they like made us yell, they like made us shout for our class. They found a way to connect with us. And I have had several moments like that, even as recently as this year, where you get up, you set it up, and it's just not working. You're in a space that's not what you're used to. And because we deal with like electronic equipment, there's bound to be problems sometimes. And I think it's just about going through it and finding a way to still get something out there. Even if you can't get it working at all, if you can at least say a word about yourself or about the situation, something to make people feel like they're not just wasting their time.
As someone who's more introverted, it is always difficult for me. And I like to hide behind the visuals sometimes. Sometimes I get to be on stage, sometimes I don't. But the truth is it is always difficult. And it's always difficult to go to the venue, set up, figure out what the visual setup's going to be. It's always stressful, and I think the only thing that helps is just keep doing it. Just stick with it, and then you learn what works, what doesn't work, and it just gets easier over time. I don't think that anxiety ever truly goes away. I remember, as I was saying, for the Day for Night show, for me, we went out, it was an outside venue, a hurricane happened during our set, blew the projector sheet away, and the security had to run to do something, and like these fans that are on drugs climbed up on stage, and we had to fight them to get them off. And it was, yeah, and then it ended. I was like, wow, that was the worst show I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, well, you know, I'm still alive.
No, it's crazy.
I still did it. It's hard to explain until you truly have that experience where like, well, I'm not dead. You know, it's like the anxiety is really only in your head and whatever. And I think audiences are also a lot more forgiving than I think you think.
Yeah.
Like people want to see you succeed in the audience.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I would say.
I performed right before you at that show.
Yes. You had a great set.
And show was fine.
Yeah, you had a.
It was a total freak accident. Rain came down.
And then
messed
it
up.
and then it ended
but
during
people
our set too.
Stayed.
They did.
A
Well,
lot of
they
people
had
left,
to
but
because it was
some-
raining. So.
They
couldn't.
did not have to.
They
stay.
had to.
No,
stay.
they did
It
not.
rained
No,
so
they
hard.
did not, bro. We're on the outside stage of a festival, and there is an indoor stage. People that wanted to leave left.
Okay.
People willingly were
The
like,
other
"We wanna
the other
support
band you could play at this time too was Aphex Twin.
I mean, yeah.
It was the first time he performed in like 8 years. I was kidding. So that was also tough.
It's a hard sell.
Hard set sometimes, but it happens, you know. And then you get over it, and you get the better shows, and it's fine. You just laugh it off, you know.
Yeah.
About fantasy and connection, like how do you build a connection when the fantasy is like so personal, or like how do you build a connection, and like what kind of connection would you build if you feel like the fantasy is just so far from the audience that you have in that room?
Interesting. You know what? I think, well, by personal, tell me more about what you mean by personal. Like you like sharing something that's vulnerable?
Vulnerable, or just something that you feel like it's just your personal language is so limited to the point that you feel like no one else could understand. It's just like so inside you, and you don't want to like translate it into a different language. You just want it to be as it is, but then having it as it is might be hard for people to walk into.
I think that because it is personal, there are going to be people who are going to feel it, who are going to understand it, and are going to relate to it. And even if they don't fully get it, they at least can see that you're sharing something that is personal, and that's what they latch on to. Like, and I think, like you said, a lot of that can be in your head, and I don't think that that's wrong. I think it is totally fine to be a performer and feel timid or feel sure about sharing something of yourself, but by still doing it, you are going to connect with people, because there are definitely more people that feel that way, that also feel like it's hard for them to share. And if they see you doing it and can see that you're also a bit shy too, or a bit afraid about putting it out there, they're gonna relate to that. And I think that even if your audience is niche, which I think for a lot of us, our work is gonna appeal to a niche audience, just by the nature of us being here. We're like trying to do some other shit, you know what I mean? But I think even if that niche audience isn't the masses, there is always gonna be a group of people out there that can dig what you're doing, and it's up to you to put yourself in places that reaches them. And I think sometimes they can be in places you might not even think about. Like there might be somebody who seemingly has a totally different life from you, looks different from you, different upbringing from you, and they'll relate to you harder than somebody that you grew up next door to. I get his question. Got a mic for you. Can you pass that?
With all respect, I really like your work. Can you play more? One more, please.
Sure, why not? Sure. you want to play some more?
Yeah, give me one
For
second.
me, I cannot. I've never seen this before.
Thank you. Thanks, man. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. So earlier I was speaking about framing, and I want to do a little bit of that. Like I said before, I like to DJ and play some songs that I love in my sets. James likes to bring found footage of stuff that he loves in his work, and I want to show you a bit of that with my song Hood Party. But first, I want to show you some music that tells about who I am. I'm from Texas. I grew up loving country music, and I also grew up loving rap music from all areas, from Houston rap to Memphis to Bay rap to New York rap. I fuck with all of it. And here's a fine example of that.
When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling comes to my door, and the whole world turns blue. There's a rundown bar across the railroad track. I got a table for two way in the back where I sit alone and think of losing you. I spend most every night beneath the light of a neon moon. Now if you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely to watch your broken dreams dance in and out of the beams of a neon moon.
I go on and on, can't understand how I last so long. Have superpowers, rap 225,000 hours.
Yeah.
Get a calculator, do the math. I made 1,000 songs that made you move, yeah. And for the last 300 months, I made 16 albums with me on the front, and they bump. Where you get your beats? I heard 93 rappers say like me. 2 singers and 10 comedians, and I'm still gonna yell it every time you see me in. What's my favorite word? Why they gotta say it like short? You know they can't play on my court, can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
I'm at the hood party. Even white people know that it's a good party. Look around your hood, they probably rent a couple properties. Round my block, here they build buildings with a lobby. No, it ain't a hobby, it's a way of life. For Ricky, Bobby, Ronnie, and Mike, who been living in the area like all their life and never learned how to use the Uber. The suit moved in with Stewart's. He went from River Oaks to the cutie homes. And you know she don't live alone. And she got a bike, she don't need no ride. Went to Ricky Mama house and learned a cha-cha slide. Ayy, she don't get carded, she get awarded. Came to my performance and she loved the artist. Disobeyed the parents cause it's apparent I'ma go the farthest. But yeah, I met her at the hood party. Even white people know that it's a good party. Look around your hood, they probably rent a couple properties. Run my block, here they build buildings with a lobby. No, it ain't a hobby, it's a way of life. For Ricky, Bobby, Ronnie, and Mike, who been living in the area like all their life and never learned how to use the Uber. Check. She don't know what to do with me when I start to act like 50. Got that P.I.M.P. in me, but I got no need for limping. 1950, lot of lynchings. Now it's the penitentiary. Innocence is still the same, and I don't think that it'll change. Innocence, real subjective when it comes to my complexion. Fuck everyone in election, cause they all got something missing. Lot of liquor in my system, got me debating protection. Yeah, roll like ODB. I don't need no mini-me. At the moment, mommy, get up on it, comfort with a G. Yeah, you heard I'm from the 3. I'ma need you hearing me. Third Ward, Houston, Texas. Yeah, that's where I usually be. But now it's New York, James Raymond on the beat. Oh, I think they like me. Ever since the day I wore an oversized white tee, knew that if I do it, I would have to do it tightly. Do the right thing like Spike Lee. Not a whole scene trying to bite me. I'm at the hood party. Even white people know that it's a good party. Look around your hood, they probably rent a couple properties. Run my block, yeah, they build buildings with a lobby. No, it ain't a hobby, it's a way of life. For Ricky, Bobby, Ronnie, and Mike, who been living in the area like all their life and never learned how to use the Uber.
That's Tony. That's Tony.
Thanks, guys.
Well, I'd love to take some more questions. I would love, man, if anybody's up for it, I'd love to hear about y'all's work as performers, because I know everybody in here probably does things a little bit differently. If anybody's willing to share what their experiences are, I feel like we should just open it up and just kick it, you know? I think today's rap touches on it too. I think that rap is an interesting genre because it's a lot like folk music. It's a lot like a way to tell the oral history of a people and of a place. And I think if you look at rap from every region, they really speak about what's going on in their communities. And I think far as bigotry or any type of oppression, I think that has been discussed in rap since the dawn of time. I doubt that it'll ever go away. Now, far as the visibility of rap that touches on that, that'll always change because the visibility of everything belongs to people that make the trends and who push certain trends out to the forefront. And in the past, throughout the years, there are always these groups who are really about that, who you see get really, really popular, from Public Enemy to X-Clan to Dead Prez. And I think that that will continue today. And there are artists out there doing that, even if it's a little bit harder to look for it. I don't think so. I don't think so, because I think about like Public Enemy, which was before my time. So I look at them as like someone that I had to read about or go and seek. And from what I know, they were hugely fucking popular. I mean, they're like, in their heyday, their logo was everywhere. Their merchandise was popular. They were in mainstream movies. You know, the kid in Terminator 2 wears their shirt. They're in Do the Right Thing. Like a group like that who would say things like John Wayne is a racist or Elvis Presley was a racist, which was groundbreaking statements and controversial statements to say during their time. They still had a platform to do it in a major way. So I think that it's, again, up to the artist. I think so much of this shit is up to the person making it. You decide how you want to frame your work. You decide how you want to connect with people. You decide what you want your message to be, how extreme or how non-extreme you want it to be. It's totally up to you. And I think, in regards to your question, I think that there are some people who feel like they have to tone down their message to get more popular, but I think the best artists don't fuck with that. And sorry for my language, y'all. I'm just, I'm hip hop. No, I would love to answer it because I've thought a lot about this. Because when I was younger, it seemed like my parents were really against it. My father is a Nigerian who survived the Civil War there. My mom is American. My dad's interests are science and mathematics and politics, and he's a very stern veteran, right? My mom is more liberal. She loves the arts. She's a writer. She's a singer, not as a professional, but as a hobby, and she's loved that her whole life. Growing up, I would really be inspired by my mom. My mom's the first person who I heard about Otis Redding from, and Devo from, and Lou Reed, and all these, a wide range of music. So in my home, I kind of felt like, oh, my mom is somebody that is into shit that's kind of hip and kind of underground. I can feel that. But even still, as a teenager and in my early 20s, they would look at me doing music as like, maybe a hobby, maybe just something that I'm like, messing around with. But I think as I've continued to pursue it seriously and to make a living from it, they have more respect for me. And I think when it comes to how most of us were raised, our parents don't really understand the art that we make or the art that we want to make because they're of a generation that wasn't interested in that, or the art that they consumed in their day was wildly different from what we're doing now. Like my dad, for as serious of a guy he is, he likes music somewhat. He loves soul music, classic country music, and reggae. I'll never forget one day when I was a teenager, I'd be blasting music from my bedroom all the time. And I blasted an Al Green album once, and he came in and I thought he was gonna tell me to turn it down. But he was like, now this is some real music. I was like, oh, okay. And then he left and came back and burned me a bunch of CDs. Like, yo, here's some music that I think you'll like. I'm like, wow, we found a way to connect. So I think that you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt, and I think that goes with anybody in your life that is giving an opinion on your work that isn't supportive. I think you need to try to understand where they're coming from. In my opinion, I think you should try to understand where they're coming from, but not let it sway you too much unless it's swaying you in a positive direction. Maybe you're into making music and your parents are like, yo, put it away, it's not really worth your time. And you figure out, hey, I don't really love doing this, I want to do something else. And you look at what your parents said as a supportive thing, then that's cool. But I think if you're worried about people telling you to give up what you're working on, I think you're gonna face that all the time. And it might come from people close to you, and that's okay. Because some people might not see your vision fully. It doesn't make your work any less, and it doesn't make what's important to you any less important. It's just part of life.
I have my parents are filmmakers, so they've always been supportive of me. I went to art school as well. I do remember when I did the first couple of shows with you and they were going really well, I also simultaneously lost a really good job. It was a film production job I had. So that coming home that Christmas and telling my parents I lost this job, but I'm gonna make psychedelic visuals for rappers now, was kind of a hard sell at first. But now they're very happy. So yeah, I don't know. I think as long as you do it and you prove people that it can be a real thing, I think people will support you no matter what. That's how I feel, at least.
Great questions. First of all, the kind of art that I love is stuff like Dada, punk, rap. I love art that can poke fun at itself and at the world around them. I think humor is important. I think, in my point of view, a lot of the world is really absurd, and I think it's important to let that show through my work. It's just a way to take me to my comfort zone, because if I want to tackle something that can be kind of dark, I want to shine a light on it by making it a little bit fun, by making fun of it. It's just how I express myself, and it's always been the type of work that I've been attracted to. Same with like horror movies. Some of it, so much of it is just so out there and just so bizarre that it kind of like sets me ready to just get into it and just not feel like, I don't know, it's like just what like comforts me. It's like a blanket, you know what I mean? And as far as being critical, I personally am really into criticism. I've always loved journalists and critics who analyze work and know the history of it and understand what the artist is going for. And I welcome the criticism into my own work. I love talking to my peers. I love talking to critics. I love talking to people who want to give an opinion on my work, whose opinion that I respect, and I respect their taste. I know not every artist is like that, but I would think that many of us are, because we're in an institution that's built on critiquing work and understanding what it's trying to say and analyzing it in a way that's a bit deeper. And I think it can be really helpful for you. I think that when you do engage with some criticism for your work, you need to understand the perspective of the critic, because what they enjoy or what they know is going to influence their opinion. And sometimes you're gonna meet a critic that just doesn't have the wherewithal to understand what you're trying to do. Like, say you're a punk rock artist and you're dealing with somebody who only listens to polka and has no understanding of what you're trying to do or what people before you have tried to do or what your peers are trying to do. The criticism they have, some of it can be very valuable. Some of the basic level of it of, oh, this is interesting or not. That is something I think everybody can understand. But a lot of the context may be lost on them. And I think for the full package of work being great, it has to hit all those marks. It needs to be impressive. The context needs to be understood. And if somebody can't get all that, that's okay, and I think you should just be like aware of it, because not everybody's opinion holds the same weight. I hope that answered. I'm just flowing. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for having me. Thank you, Allison, for having me. Make some noise for James Raymond.